The music scene became a bigger part of my family. Just everyone with the togetherness, you know. If someone falls down, then you help them up with it. There's no fighting with the music involved. It's very holy, you know. It's a good place for people that don't have any friends.
Okay, tell us a little bit about neurofibromatosis.
Neurofibromatosis.
I got it the second time.
It's a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow on any nerve in the body.
Okay.
It affects chromosomes 17 and 22. 17 is neurofibromatosis type 1, and 22 is neurofibromatosis type 2. And I have NF1.
Okay.
So, for me, it mostly affects my innards. I have a large tumor in my abdomen, and then I have some skin tumors, but mine are mostly internal.
Okay. How did that affect you growing up?
When I was 5, I had to have surgery for scoliosis. I had spinal fusion surgery, and that really scared me away from doing a lot of things. Before that, I was doing dance. I had a lot of different types of dance. I did karate, but surgery really scared me from going out and being active.
Yeah. And then you were on a clinical trial. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I was on cabozantinib.
Okay.
It's a chemotherapy especially for fibromatosis. So I was on that for almost 2 years, and it shrunk my tumor about 30%. So it's helpful, definitely. But it was definitely hard. I lost a lot of hair, and my hair turned white. I mean, it is still now, but now it's a choice. My eyebrows turned white, so it was difficult constantly being sick and not being able to go out and losing all my friends because no one wants to be around someone constantly throwing up. And it showed me who my true friends are. And I found a lot more friends through that. So.
And you were in high school when that?
It was after I graduated.
Okay, right after high school. Okay. And then that's during the time where, did you get your ND too during that time?
It was after.
Okay. So what were the biggest differences you noticed after you started on Cape Farms, and what were you on before?
I was on Jevity and Osmolite, and they just made me very bloated. They constantly clogged my tube. I was having to get it changed almost every 2 weeks, and that's not fun. It's painful. It was just not working. I wasn't gaining weight because I couldn't run it at a high level because it made me sick. And then as soon as I switched to Cape Farms, the bloating stopped, and I could get it up to 75 mils an hour when I was stuck at 13.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow. That's really amazing. And then, so for those of you guys that don't know, Harley doesn't right now, yay, free from the tube, but had an ND tube. And so I think a lot of us, we hear of NG tubes and NJ tubes, and we don't know a lot about ND tubes. So could you tell us a little bit about your experience with your ND tube?
Basically do a dental tube because they just something tested instead of a second. I feel like that's probably easier to get replaced than an NJ tube because they don't have to push it in as far. But I had to have that one because the tumors were misplacing my duodenum, so they couldn't get it past all the way, so they decided to just do the ND tube.
Okay. Instead of the NJ tube. Very interesting. And you were just telling me and I a little bit about this, but like, how do you, when you get that changed, that's not something you can do at home, right?
No, it's not. I had to go to the ER at first, and then they would just change it like that, but then they said that they couldn't do that anymore. So my GI had to schedule it, and I had to get it done endoscopically.
And why couldn't they do it anymore?
I think they just changed their policies. They were like, we don't want to do that anymore, it's too dangerous. We don't want to get sued, I'm sure. So it was really difficult. I would go meetings without even being able to let them use because it's fog. And they wouldn't take it, so.
Oh my goodness.
It was difficult at first.
Very difficult.
How have like your favorite things changed from before you were on the clinical trial to after?
I think I'm a lot more into I've always liked helping people, but that's a big part of my life now. Like, I go out and I try to help people. If I see they're having a problem, I'll try to get them to a solution. You know, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, this feeding tube isn't working. I'm like, oh, try Kate Farms. Definitely try Kate Farms if your insurance is covered. It helps so much. It's a drastic difference.
And then can you tell them, sorry, this isn't on the sheet, but can you tell them how you found out about Kate Farms?
Through people on Instagram.
Yay.
I just asked, I was like, Jevity is making me super sick. Does anyone have any suggestions? And 5 or 6 people commented. They were like, definitely try Kate Farms.
Whoa.
Were those Kate Farms users or just people who had?
They're Kate Farms users.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's many people in the community that use Kate Farms.
It's really cool.
They're there.
No, they are. So, ooh.
I have a lot of questions if you need some.
I got, you want a supplement? I have some more, but go ahead.
Well, let's rolling all the way back. When did you first learn that you had a tumor in your eye?
I was 5, right? When they found it through the spinal fusion surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had 2 in her back, and they took those 2 out, but they couldn't get to the front one. And they said if it becomes a problem later, we'll deal with it then. Well, years down the road, it became a problem.
And now they can't deal with it.
And when she was 5, what did they tell you about what could? Did they tell you that it would affect her organs in her stomach?
They said it might and it might not, depending if it grows.
Yeah.
But they just had her back opened up. They didn't want to flip her over,
Right.
you know, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much. Until it was getting larger and then pushing into your abdomen, you were fine to eat and you could eat.
I mean, I've always had some stomach issues. We just always thought it was a nervous stomach, and I do have anxiety, but definitely that was the cause of it.
Okay. And then once they offered, what steps did you get to before they offered the clinical trial? And what did you think about before you started it? And were you nervous, or did you absolutely want to do it? Or
I didn't want to do it at all. I was like, I read the side effects. I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not ready for it. You know, I'll just deal with the pain. I'll deal with not being able to eat that much. But then the person who was running the trial and CHLA called me. And she was like, I think this will be really helpful. I don't want to pressure you into it, but I think it'll be really good for you. And then I decided to just do it. So it was
at that
definitely.
point you were 18 and could make this decision on your own, or was it helping you?
Yeah, because I graduated. Yeah, I was 18.
That's a lot to consider.
Yeah. It was scary.
Yeah. And so what did it entail? What exactly did you have to do?
It was a pill, so I had to take it every day for 2 years. And I did it for almost 2 years. I did it for 10 and a half months. And at that point, they were saying that it was making me too sick and that the tumor wasn't shrinking at the rate they would hope it would, so I should just stop.
Okay. And were you sick every day?
Yeah.
But still eating? You didn't have the tube yet at that point?
I was eating as much as I could. We talked about a feeding tube, and my GI was like, no, just keep trying. I got put on Ritalin, and that helped for a little bit. But then it's a motility. It helps your motility. And I was starting to have really bad side effects from that, so we had to stop it. And then after the trial, I still couldn't eat anything. So it was like, all right, well, it's time for the tube. It wasn't just the chemo, it was something else, you know.
Something else as well. Yeah. I think we hear that so often that there may be something going on that's autoimmune or, but there's also some digestive issue and it's hard to decipher what is really the problem. So then after you were done with the trial, you had the tube to gain the weight back and just support your body essentially in recovering from the trial, or?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much completely dependent on it because eating was just really, really painful. Yeah, drinking was painful, eating was painful, so I depended on that for pretty much everything for 11 months. So.
For 11 months. And how long into having the tube did you discover Kate Farms?
Probably like 2-3 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's long enough to know that the other stuff is not
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Just a couple days. Melanie and I get to be on the social media all the time, but can you describe a little bit to the group what it's like being in some of these support groups and questions that are asked, or being on Instagram, and what kind of banter goes on? What are people asking?
It's just like a giant family, It will ask each other questions that you wouldn't want to ask most of your friends, Like we get down to the nitty gritty of it. It's like, this formula is making me super sick, and this way. What do you suggest? What helps with that?
Yeah.
And no one is really judgmental. I mean, like, there's always going to be judgmental people, but the people who are there for it aren't judgmental at all. They're always there to help you.
Right. It's just a resource.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very good resource.
And for folks who have all different kinds of conditions, or are you part of any groups that are specifically?
All kinds, really.
Yeah.
Have you met them in person at all? Like,
No, everyone's like far away. Everyone's in Texas or
Yeah.
the UK.
oh,
There's a-
there's a lot in like the UK or Australia. Even. I feel like
Australia,
they're
yeah.
always friends worldwide. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just have some in California, but
Yeah.
no one's here.
Do you find you get more honest answers to your questions than if you were to maybe talk to healthcare professionals? Just because everyone's experienced it?
I think it depends. If it's a serious question, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to ask both.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's definitely more helpful because healthcare professionals a lot of the time haven't been through it, you
Yeah.
know, and they have a different perspective.
Yeah.
And when it was recommended to you to try Cape Farms, did you think to yourself, like, oh, I need to get my doctor to okay this, or did you feel comfortable going to the dietitian and saying, I want to try this, what do you think, can I do it?
Well, I had to try to get it okayed because that's how my insurance worked, but then my GI was like, I don't know anything about this, just ask your nutritionist.
Okay.
And my nutritionist was like, okay, try that, that's fine. I was like, okay,
Yeah. This is off the record, but if you had, if she had said no, do you think you would have bought it and tried it yourself anyway?
Oh, yeah.
You were desperate.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
desperate.
Yeah.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody in your situation does that. I feel like when they will reach out right to the healthcare provider, and if the healthcare provider gives them an answer they really aren't looking for, you still want to try it as long as it's not going to, be so far harmful in any way, right?
Yeah,
You still want
exactly.
it for yourself, right? And figure it out.
If it's not going to be harmful to me, then I'm going to
Right,
give it a try for my health.
And what are you on exactly from us? Stand formula or Peptide?
The peptides.
Or you were?
I drink that sometimes, but I'm off the formulas right now. I can eat, so
Yay.
definitely.
We'll give you some of the pediatric peptides to take home.
Oh yeah. We just
It's vanilla.
pediatric one. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Formulas are good.
Yeah, it's a favorite
Yeah.
flavor.
We're all drinking.
Yeah.
Just for
Pediatric.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
pediatric.
I know.
It's
I saw that.
yeah, really. It's really cute. Good job marketing team.
If you think of anything that the community from businesses like Cape Farms that we could provide without interfering in, what does the community need to provide?
Good question.
I mean, there's some bullying, but there's not much companies can do about that. We were talking about that previously. I mean, your marketing team does a lot, it gets it out there, and the people like me who are on it definitely get it out there.
Right.
Most insurances will take Cape Farms, so I mean, you guys are doing great. There's not much companies can do to help the community. Because there's just cattiness, but there's cattiness in all the community.
Who do you think on your health team would have most benefited from knowing about Cape Farms, a year ago? Your dietitian or more than
My
just
GI.
Your GI.
Yeah, definitely.
To be proactive, right? Maybe instead of like reactive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you think he knows much about formula, or?
I don't think so. I don't think he knows much about formula. He just places the tubes and deals with GI issues, but actual formula is more like the dietitian. But even she was like, well, I don't know. So, all right, well, I'm doing this my own.
When you had the two in place and you were still in pain and unable to eat, who were you talking to about that concern?
My PCP, my primary care, but there wasn't much they could do. So, I mean, they put me on the Reglan to try to speed up the motility, but it did some, but I didn't see much for the pain at all.
Yeah, interesting. Because I'm trying to think along the lines of, okay, who in your path could have helped you,
Mm-hmm.
right, resolve this problem without taking more medicines sooner?
Yeah, exactly.
So it sounds like PCP is involved too, and they didn't know about it. So they didn't ask the question.
Yeah, no one on my team was very proactive with knowing about anything, feeding tubes, other than knowing how to place it.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard something similar with Shield. So we were visiting Shield which is a supply company, last week, and they're like, the GI places the tube. And then the patient often will go see the pediatrician as a follow-up. So this is for kids. And it's the pediatrician that's hearing about the side effects and the intolerance, and so they're having to make a change. So go to your primary care. Yeah.
What use what?
What PME would been
It was corn.
It was corn. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about your food experience. Good, bad, okay.
I don't know. What did Cindy complain
What?
about corn?
What the hell's corn?
That's kind of I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Dad's at work all the time.
His girlfriend handled a lot of the calling people because I was still too sick to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got shipped everything correctly, so I never had money problems with it, I don't think.
Which is curious, yeah. Maybe we'll have to ask Cindy.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So I have a question,
Yeah.
maybe too. Help me. So you got your ND, right? And then that was after the chemo drug.
Yeah.
And then the chemo drug was able to shrink the tumor by 30%. And then was it at that point that the pain got a lot better for you, or it still was like some residual kind of like?
No, it was still really, really bad. My pain didn't get better until I got my feeding tube taken out, and that's why I was able to get it taken out. I think I gained enough weight so like I had padding around the tumor, so it wasn't as painful.
Okay. I was trying to connect that in my mind. So like you were on the feeding tube, after Jevity, Osmolite, Cape Farms, and then you're able to gain enough weight, and then get the tube removed.
Yeah,
Okay. That's great.
definitely great.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
feeding
Yes.
tube was a result of the chemo drug?
I mean, I've always had trouble eating, and right out of high school, the pain started to get really bad, and I started losing a lot of weight. So I think it was probably a combination
Yeah.
of the tumor and the chemo.
And so how long have you been eating?
I've had my tube out for 3 months, I think.
Nice.
3 months.
What was
How
the
do you
first thing you
feel?
ate?
Tacos.
Yeah, so you're eating yourself tonight.
Tacos, definitely.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Cool.
And have you had to go back and check in with the GI at all, or?
No, I haven't. He hasn't followed up. I've been maintaining my weight, so
And that's the criteria, just maintaining the weight.
don't drop back down to 73 pounds.
So if you could change anything about the formula to make it better,
Yeah.
do you have any suggestions?
No. I mean, it's such a big difference from the other stuff I was on. I had no problems with Cape Farms. I didn't get clogged. I could run it overnight and it wouldn't get clogged. I didn't feel sick at all. It's just, it's good.
Right?
What did your transition look like from Jevity or Osmolite over to Cape Farms? Did you do it all at once, or was it like a slow?
As soon as I got approved for Cape Farms, I just went straight into it.
Wow.
You did?
Yeah.
And you were fine?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
didn't get sick or anything from switching formulas, which is good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
especially with the volume.
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
yeah, I was like, how high can I run this?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, until you start getting sick, and I was like, okay, well,
That's
sorry.
great.
75, yeah.
And was that 13 before?
Yeah, with the Jevity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that mean you only having to do it during the day when you switched to Cape Farms, or did you do continuous on Cape Farms?
I was just doing it during the day, but then I started doing it continuously
Okay.
just to gain more weight.
So when you started talking to your doctors about your wanting to get off of Jevity, did they suggest switching to like another formula, or did switching formulas come up at all?
No, I mean, I got switched in the hospital from Osmolite to Jevity,
Mhm.
and then I was telling them that it still wasn't working. And they were like, okay, well, they basically told me to try to find a formula because my GI didn't know
They
anything.
did?
My dad's dietitian was like, well, I don't know. So I was like, that's when I went on Instagram, and I was like, all right, what formula do I use?
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not that, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we hear that from a lot of patients. I
Yeah.
talk to a lot of patients
Yeah.
that send to me from Instagram, and a lot of them find out just
Just
through
through
people.
Instagram, just
And then
asking.
they reach out and their doctor's like, I've never heard of it, but try.
Yeah, I mean, maybe talk to healthcare professionals more. You know, just be like, we exist.
Exactly, totally. Yeah, and so then when you decided to start your blog, how did it go? How did it go on? Tell them about what's like a blog.
It's interesting. It's difficult because I don't get out much, so there's nothing really interesting to do. So this is good. Good opportunity. It's fun. There's not many vlogs that I've found any really on YouTube about neurofibromatosis. There's lots about CF, there's lots about gastroparesis and EDS, but I haven't found any about neurofibromatosis. So I think once I start getting out there more, it'll be a very good opportunity for people to learn more about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And have you connected with other people who have seen your blog who have
Neurofibromatosis.
I can
I met a couple people through Instagram,
Okay.
and then they watch my vlogs, and they have vlogs, and I watch them. But they do the vlogs on Instagram, the IGTV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, new channel now.
I know.
No.
Check it out. Get it.
Still so new.
He's still so
Is
good.
that the little video
It's
that
the
Yeah.
orange bubble.
I don't know how to work
Yeah.
it. I'm not.
Oh, I don't know the orange.
Please.
I
bubble.
watched one.
Like TV.
And there's like little
For
hearts
Instagram.
that can come up.
That's
That's a lot.
That's just going
Okay.
by.
Please don't put that on the blog.
We're moving into like
For
the
real.
age range of like we don't have passion.
Well, you're so well spoken that you must crush the vlog. I mean, just go
no.
for it. You
I
have
have
a great
really bad
voice.
anxiety. I'm actually surprised I'm doing so.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable around you guys. It's a lot different than high school. So.
Right.
Yeah.
No, really, you're really clear. You have incredible command of your condition, and you're powerful in how you deliver answers. It's honest, very concise. I would think that you could help a lot of people.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
go for it. This is
I appreciate
awesome.
that a
So
lot.
amazing to hear.
I was thinking similar things. So you mentioned your interest in advocacy. Besides your blog, what are you doing?
I go on Facebook a lot, Instagram a lot. I'm on a lot of groups for gastroparesis and stuff like that for
Yeah.
fertility disorders.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have questions like, I can't gain weight, what do you suggest? And I'm like, well, you can try drinking Kate Farms. And if you have a feeding tube, I'm like, you can try Kate Farms formula. I really like helping people. I've always liked helping people, and I think being part of the chronic illness community is a very good opportunity to be able to help a lot of people.
I feel like you want to be the voice or somebody that you didn't have, right? Like that. Well, you kind of had people, but you know what I mean? Like kind of like paying it forward, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. What are some things that you felt like you could get back to post Kate Farms post tube removal that you missed the most?
Going to shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't going to any local shows or anything for 2 years because I was too sick and I was afraid my feeding tube would get ripped out of my face.
Oh, we don't want that.
No.
Let's do that.
Yeah, not mosh pits and feeding tubes.
No.
So that was some of the first things I did.
Awesome.
Profile piece.
That's so awesome. Sounds
Yes.
properly
That is a good
celebratory.
profile piece.
Quote of the day.
That's awesome.
Tacos and mosh pits.
Yeah.
So do you have some good band recommendations
Yeah,
for
like
us?
who's your favorite
What's going on?
right now?
I like Rancid a lot.
Yeah.
I like Social Distortion. I like NoFX. I like punk bands a lot.
Yeah.
Classics.
Yeah.
Ours.
That's awesome.
Who's Kate? Oh, you know who Kate is?
Oh, yeah, we get,
There's
yeah,
actually-
that's
there's
Kate.
no Kate?
That's her.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Kate. Yeah. Kate is 12. She's slowly coming. She doesn't have a blog, but she is, her parents made the first batches of this formula for her when she was really young and had full-time depended on G2. And they knew that there needed to be a formula in the market that wasn't going to cause bloating like Gemini and Osmoline, and there just wasn't one yet. And most of the reason for that was because it had soy or whey or some kind of protein that wasn't plant-based and truly made with clean ingredients. So she inspired this, and now we have 4 medical formulas that can be covered by insurance. So peptide is one of our
stable formulas. So we have pediatric formulas, and we have standard formula, and we're dreaming up what's next. So your input and whatever you hear in the community, if you hear that EL is an alternative to something that we don't seem to have, tell us.
Let us know.
Because we need to know. We need to know where we can help. Yeah. Oh, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I do.
Yay, Denise.
You are really into music. Do you play or sing, or have you been inspired to create any of your own?
I was in choir in high school and middle school, but I can't play anything. I'm not musically inclined that way at all.
You haven't tried.
Appreciate
I
it.
tried the guitar that you bought me, but that same problem. My hands are
Our hands are
too small. Tiny hands, so that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I wanted to try the drums, but that's loud and takes a lot of space.
So what? Drums? Nice.
Dad or Scott, do you have a caregiver's perspective on the difference you noticed when Harley got switched to Cape Farms? She's been managing this up.
Well, I know she felt a lot better when she started doing the Cape Farms.
Yeah.
And it wasn't long after that, she was done. She got off
Yeah.
the feeding tube,
Yeah, I was on it for
It just tears your heart out seeing your kid go through that, and then now she's starting to eat again, so it's looking up. I take her to Vegas twice, and she's been, well, she's into that now.
I don't win, but it's fun.
What's that restaurant we go to?
No one wins.
Guy on TV.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, we take her down there every time.
Fun. Nice.
So I'm very into cooking. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you've been cooking.
definitely.
How about you, Scott? You man behind the camera.
I don't know about when she transitioned.
You noticed it?
Like, yeah, I don't know. She wasn't complaining so much about her. Just wasn't complaining about stomach pains as much. We weren't going to get her tube changed because of clogs and stuff. Yeah, just got a lot smoother.
And you guys are out doing stuff now, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Good. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
very
coming. Welcome anytime.
Yeah, seriously.
They're not too far. No, not far at all. It's very nice. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
course.
Yeah.
You inspiring.
Let us know what you're hearing. If there's anything we can do better. Yeah. We would love to know.